I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hital, and everyone is always looking for quick and easy dessert ideas. So especially with the holidays coming up, here's a perfect one.
And today we're making Kaju Katli, a really quick and easy version. And here's what you need. 1.5 cups of powdered cashews, 1 cup powdered sugar, ½ cup instant non-fat dry milk, 1/8 teaspoon cardamom powder, 2 tablespoons water, couple of drops of rose essence, optional.
So we have a double boiler going on here, and what a double boiler is basically is a pot of water with another pot on top, and it sits on the top, and the water on the bottom pot kind of slightly touches the bottom of the top pot. And this way it prevents things from burning. If it's right on the flame, it'll burn, and this way the water is heating it, not the flame.
Correct, so it's not direct heat. And now that is hot, so we're going to put in the sugar, the powdered sugar.
And we're going to continuously stir this.
And you're going to add in the milk powder. And we're going to make sure it heats all the way through for about 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that. So the reason why you keep stirring it is, number one, so it doesn't, burn at any point or it doesn't change color. That's one thing. And it's not going to actually do anything. It's just going to get hot. It's just going to get warmed up evenly and all the way through. So don't expect like anything to happen to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the cashew powder over here. Get it ready for that. Once that's done, you're just going to add that in here. And just make sure you keep stirring it. That's very, very important.
Now we're using powdered sugar, and it's not the same thing as your regular granulated sugar, which has been crushed down. That's not what it is. Powdered sugar actually has some cornstarch in there, and that changes the consistency. So it's important to use that powdered sugar, not regular sugar.
So in other words, you can't just take sugar and
grind it up.
Use it, yes. Okay, this is done. You can go ahead and turn off the stove.
It's been about 3 minutes that the sugar kind of heated up, and we've removed it off of the stove, and we're going to add it to our cashew powder.
And now we're going to knead it. And add in the elaichi powder as well, or the cardamom powder. And very slowly we're going to add in the water. Just a little at a time. Now this needs very little water. And we're going to knead it with a lot of patience and make sure all the powder is, incorporated well until the cashew will start letting a little bit of its own oil go, and that's when you know it's ready. Okay, so it's formed a nice dough, and it's a little tougher than chapati atta, and it leaves a little bit of its own oil, so we're going to just take that. Also, I'm going to just, for easier rolling, I'm going to just grease my hands a little bit, just a couple of drops. Just give it another good knead over here.
And we have some wax paper here. I think it's also called butter paper in some parts. So what we're going to do with the wax paper is lay it on top of, you can use either a flat dish or just a flat rolling surface. And we're going to roll this out on top of the paper so that it doesn't stick to the surface.
And I'm also going to put a little bit on my rolling pin so it doesn't stick. And start rolling. Now the thickness of this is entirely up to you. If you have kids like ours, you just keep eating, you probably want thinner ones.
And since we're going to be cutting the Kaju Katlee into diamond shapes, what you might want to do is when you roll this out, kind of square off the edges so that all your Kaju Katlees are a nice diamond shape and you don't have some scraps off the end. All the scraps are not such a bad thing.
I was like,
you can taste them.
That's my, that's what I look forward to. There's got to be some perks for making it, you know. You have to keep some for yourself. You can either do this, or the other option is you can just, once you have the scraps, you can take them and just form, you know, another burfi out of it. So, either way is fine. We won't kill anybody. Good? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's been nicely rolled out and you're ready to cut. Here's a little tip. Pizza cutter works really good. So you can make diamonds, squares, rectangles, triangles. Yeah, there you go.
And we'll go at about a 45-degree angle.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Looks good.
Mm-hmm. Looks fabulous, actually.
And here's our last touch. You want to do the honors with that one? I'll do the honors with this one. And here we have work. It's silver, pounded. And
it's actually very, very thin, so you have to be very careful. Otherwise, as we've seen, it flies off on its own. So it's extremely, extremely delicate. So what you can do is, if you have some of this access to it, it just, you know, flips forward onto your desserts, and it looks very pretty. And especially for holidays and festive parties, it's such a nice touch. So
you're just gonna take this and just flip it. Wow.
Mine is not cooperating as well.
It's the one that wants to fly off.
Give it a try. Okay.
Oh, not bad.
Close enough.
And then you just take your thing again and just cut it so that you can, you know, see the pieces. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just let it sit. You can either let it sit like this for a couple of hours, or you can just put it in the fridge if you're in a hurry and you really want to eat it fast. Cool, so all we're going to do is just let it sit for a couple of hours, and then we can, you know, easily form shapes when it comes out, and then you can have some.
And you know, this is such a great dessert for kids. I know my kids love it. Of all probably Indian sweets, they go for this one first. So it's so super easy to make that you can have it anytime. There's no need for holidays or anything else. So join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.